Last video, I conquered all of the Pokemon card stores in Osaka, and today, it's Kyoto's turn. I search high and low for the best deals on art rares and slabs, and I find a card that's worth $60 for only 33 cents. How are these 33 cents?
Please explain.
Welcome back to another video here on Pocket Quest. Today, we are in Kyoto and we are going out card shopping and just general kind of retro game, Pokemon themed shopping. We'll see what we can find. If you missed one of our previous videos, we did the same thing in Osaka. Now, Osaka is a bit of a mecca for Pokemon cards. Literally, they're all confined in the same area, zigzag across the street, and they're all there. Kyoto's a little different. They're a little more spread out. So we've got quite a long day ahead of us. But we're starting our morning off in our local area where we're staying, Yamashina, and heading to a book off. We thought we'll head to a book off that's a bit outside the city centre, see if we can get some good deals on some stuff, and then we're gonna head into town and check out some card stores. I have to say, doing this whole card hunting thing in Japan, it's a lot harder than it looks. My body has never been this sore from just general walking. We have been doing 10-kilometer plus days every single day, and we're not here just card hunting, we're here for general travel as well. We have our own travel YouTube channel called Go for Launch, so go check that out. So in between the card shopping days, we're still out all day every day doing touristy things, and the body is definitely feeling it. The calves are sore, the feet are sore. It's going to be a struggle here in Kyoto, but we push on, see what we can find. We have quite a few stops I want to make today, and they're all a bit spread out, so it's going to involve a lot of walking, a few different trains, but hopefully it'll be worth it in the end. We have made it to book off in Yamashina. We're about 10 minutes too early though. Something we have noticed in Japan is that most places don't open until 10 AM, and that's kind of your general stuff like your book off, Surugaya or Surugaya. But if you're looking at card stores, most of them won't open. Absolute earliest will be 11 AM, but a lot of them 12 PM or 1 PM. So if you're an early starter, like we'd much prefer to be starting earlier and finishing earlier. It's not the place to come, but 10 AM we'll start off with book off because that's the earliest we're going to get in somewhere, and then make our way over to those later opening locations. Guys, we may have just found the jackpot here at this first book off. So we're in the Pokemon card section, and normally the deals at book off aren't very good, but they had a bunch of bulk bins and we kind of just started flicking through them, and there were these 33 cent bulk bins, and these are all art rares for 33 cents. I mean, it pains me, a lot of them aren't in sleeves, but I've literally just gone through all of them, and there's only been one that looked quite scratched up. The rest look really good, and I mean, for 33 cents, it's not even really a question. What a first stop of the day. Found some old cards as well. I'm pretty sure this is a Southern Islands promo, which they're normally quite pricey, so I mean, this one's got a little bit of markings and stuff on the back, so I'll look that up, but that's pretty cool. I even found some vintage hollows as well for 33 cents. So we're gonna be getting a lot of cards and probably not even spending that much money, so I'm just like, how are they just sitting there for 33 cents? Do this Meganium hollow. How are these 33 cents? Just all 151 art rares, 33 cents. I mean, it would be rude not to get them all, right? Yeah! Wow, that was... I did not expect that for our first stop. I was hoping book offs here in Kyoto would have better stuff than Osaka. A lot of the ones we visited in Osaka were kind of in the city centre, so kind of touristy, prices were a bit higher, and book offs aren't normally known for their Pokemon cards, and same kind of goes here. The cards in the cabinet were a bit more expensive than what we'd seen, but I'm so glad I sifted through those bulk bins. That is like my #1 tip. Just have a flick through a couple of them. If you see some sleeved cards in a bin, have a look, because these are all art rares and they were all 33 cents, plus some vintage hollows, Southern Islands reverse Maril. Like, it's just insane. At the end of this video, I'll show you everything I bought in Kyoto, including all of this stuff, but yeah, like I said, 33 cents, and a lot of them aren't sleeved, so you'd expect them to be pretty damaged. I think I pulled out one card that looked scratched on the front. The rest of them just look super clean to me. And even for 33 cents, like, if there's a bit of damage, you just take it. Like, some of these are just beautiful, beautiful cards. But I did buy some sleeves, so I'm going to sleeve these up now, and then we're going to jump on the train and head to our next location. Everybody is all sleeved now, so it's time to head to our next destination. Okay, second stop of the day, we're making our way to Surugaya or Surugaya. Here, it's kind of about a 10-15 minute walk from the Pokemon Center if you walk east. So we're going to stop there, and then we're going to head back to a few more card shops. I no luck in Surugaya. This one, they did have a lot of retro games and consoles, which was really cool. They have, similar to Book Off, like a junk section, which is like untested or not working consoles and games and stuff like that. And they had a whole bunch of DS lights, which was really cool to see. Some of them, it was like the movement thing wasn't working and stuff like that. So I'm sure if you're very smart and tech savvy, they're probably problems you can fix, and they were like 20 bucks for each console, which is really cool. We're not tech savvy, so we do not know how to fix those sorts of things, but a whole heap of retro games. Like I said, consoles, they had like the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom in-box Nintendo Switch. It was used, but still in the box with all the pieces, and that was like $320, which was pretty cool, and a bunch of other kind of limited edition consoles. So some really like fun to look around, but nothing on our list, no Pokemon cards that we could find. On to the next one. We've now come to the Takashimaya department store, which has the Nintendo store here in Kyoto if you're looking for that. But we're heading for Mandarake. We went to a few Mandarake locations in Osaka. They weren't too bad. They're kind of similar. They're general kind of anime, that sort of vibe. They have retro games. They have some cards. We've had a little bit of luck, not heaps of luck at Mandarake, but we thought we'd check it out while we're here. And we're on the right floor now. So the 4th floor literally opens right up into Mandarake. So it's kind of here, as you can see, they've got kind of books and records and stuff, but hopefully we can find some cool stuff. Okay, no luck again in Mandarake. They had a couple binders with some really cool old cards, a bit on the pricier side for what we're willing to pay. I'm getting so tempted by all these e-reader cards, they're so pretty, but I didn't pick any up today, and no retro games or anything we wanted either. So we're gonna head to the next store, which I think will either be Book Off or actually a proper card store. So I'll update you when we get to the next one. Next stop. Okay, we've come to another Book Off. Ooh, some graded cards in there right as you come in, which is kind of cool to see. Expensive ones. Oh, that one's $25. What is that? That's super cheap. Excadrill from Sun and Moon era. It's like a trainer gallery, I think. So many deck boxes. These Disney deck boxes are fire. Look at these. They look a lot like the Wash Schwartz cards, so I'm wondering if they're Wash Schwartz deck boxes. But they're super cool. We've also got the playmats. So a bunch of cards, they're pretty expensive in here as expected. Like, for example, the Pikachu from 151 is about 17 Australian dollars. I think we've picked that up for maybe about 300 elsewhere. Similar with some of these, like the Charmander is about 11 Australian dollars. So probably not going to pick any of these up, but we'll have a look and see if we can find the bulk boxes, see if there's anything cool in there. We've got the Pikachu promos. That's not a bad price, $8. They have some of these bricks as well. You kind of get the 2 cards on the end are kind of your hits, and then it'll mostly be bulk. So probably not worth it in my opinion, but there are quite a few of those ones. These ones are a bit cheaper, but again, it's like in 2 regular EX cards. A bunch of bulk bins, but nothing like what we saw this morning. This is all just kind of commons and uncommons from modern sets. Okay, nothing trading card wise that took our fancy in Book Off. I did pick up that Disney 100 deck box, which I thought was really cool. I've not seen that one. We saw the matching sleeves the other day actually, but I've not seen the deck box, so I picked that up. I also picked up Super Smash Bros on the Switch. That is one of the Nintendo games that will play in English on your English Switch, and it was a bit under 48 Australian dollars, got it tax-free. So I thought that was a really good pickup. I've not really seen that cheap like that at home. So I'm pretty happy with that one, but we will keep looking. We'll head to another store now and see if we can find something cool. Next up, Yellow Submarine. Not a whole lot of luck in Kyoto yet, except for that pickup this morning, which that might be the pickup that makes Kyoto so far. Not a lot in Yellow Submarine. They had some cool cards and some bulk bins, but the bulk bins were a little pricey. So we're gonna head into Girafull now. We went into Girafull in Osaka. It was a pretty cool store. I don't think we actually bought anything from Girafull, if I'm remembering correctly, but hopefully we'll find some cool stuff inside. Okay, no luck in Girafull either. A little bit expensive. I couldn't see any bulk bins or anything like that. So on to the next shop. I think we used all our Kyoto luck this morning, which I'm fine with because that was a super good pickup. We might have to go back to that book off on another day because that was pretty awesome. We've now found a shop called QCard Pro, which we're going to jump into now. I've not been to a QCard Pro. It might be its only shop here in Kyoto, but we're going to head in, hopefully have a bit more luck. So we got some of the art rares here for 100 yen, 200. I mean, 100 yen is a pretty like good price, I would say. Like if you get lucky, you can get them cheaper. Got some older cases as well, which is pretty cool. Bunch of old back cards. You can see. Got some Charizards there. Well, that Gengar is super cool. Got the break cards. That Ninetales is really nice. Oh, yeah. Bunch of graded Charizards, which is cool. Got the Latios Lovebirds. Just a cool $5,000. Got the Shining Charizard. Stack more art rares. We got more for 100 yen, which is a pretty good price. But not all of them. That Magikarp. We picked up 2 Magikarps, one for $12, one for $20, so $49 is pricey. Some Evolutions. It's really crazy. I've been looking for this Detective Pikachu, and this is actually the first time I've seen it in Japan. But for $45, I'd probably have to pass, unfortunately. Charmander, 42, it's a bit pricey. This is, I'm finding this in Kyoto a lot for around the 800 mark, which is pretty cool. Okay, we just visited this store up here called Amenity Dream. Had some good bulk bins, so I found a bunch of stuff I need for another video where I'm trying to complete my V-Star Universe wind up, which was good. But other than that, not many pickups. But I did pick up 2 packs of shiny treasures, which Rosh and I are going to open now. Hopefully we can get something cool out of these. Still looking for that bubble Mew, that would be a lot of fun. But they were 380 yen each without tax, 418 with tax. Cheaper than the Pokemon Center. Hopefully like they've not been meddled with or anything, but let's rip these open. Oops. Okay, just an EX in this one, I think. Just the Skeledirge EX. Nothing super special, no shinies. Okay, we're gonna try one last book off in this area. See if we can find anything cool. Hopefully some cool cards, hopefully some more bulk bin luck like this morning. That would be really nice if I'm not pushing my luck. But then we might, if we have time, it's getting late, it's about 5 p.m. We might head back to the Kyoto station area because there's a few card stores there, but we'll see how we go. It's maybe the last stop of the day. That's interesting. Okay, we have jumped on the train back to the Kyoto station area. We're going to this store that sits below a McDonald's. It has some pretty good reviews, so hopefully we can find some good stuff in here. Heaps of high-end PSA cards in here. You can see all the evolutions. One of my favourite cards, the Galarian Rapidash. Got the Mew from 151. And a bunch of the newer ones as well, so that's super cool to see as well. There's a bunch of sealed products. We've got some Tag Team, Sun and Moon boxes. You've got the Eevee Heroes there. V-Star, Shiny Treasures. 151. Bunch of promos. And some vintage single packs here as well, which is super cool. we found even more graded cards. Whole heap here. Bunch of like art rares and full arts and PSA 10s for about 40 Australian dollars. Got the Scream Eevee promo at the back there. Okay, we just went to the store called Cardwiz. It's about 2 floors under the McDonald's, just around the corner from Kyoto Station. Really good stuff, heaps of graded cards, the most we've seen in Japan so far. Picked up 3. They're in their little packets right now, but we got the Glaceon from Beastar Universe in a PSA 10. We got the Psyduck from Pokemon 151 in a PSA 10. And we got a Psyduck and Slowpoke tag team from, I think it was called Miracle Twins. It was a PSA 9, but it was $6. So we were like, we cannot not get a $6 slab. So great pickups, really good store, really rate it. Let's go to the next one. We've walked just up the road. We've got another Girafull here, so hopefully this one has some better stuff, and then there might be a couple more if we've got the energy. It's now about 6:30 and we've been out since 10, so we're pretty tired, but this might be our only card hunting day in Kyoto, so I'm determined to fit in as much as we can. No luck at Girafull on the Pokemon front, but we did find some cool Disney stuff which I will open in future videos if I can get it out. It's a new Weiss Schwarz set. I think it was called Mirror Warrior. Literally came out today. I looked it up. 24th of May this one released, which is pretty cool. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I've opened up some Disney 100 Weiss Schwarz before and I loved it. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link that one up there, but stay tuned for that one. That'll be a future video. I'm really excited to open that. I love opening Disney stuff.
Mickey Mouse terrify anybody else? Or is it just me? Does that not look really weird?
Subscribe or I will curse you. Also picked up 5 packs of the Pixar Weiss Schwarz, which I've never opened either. I think this is older. I think this predated the Disney 100 set if I'm not mistaken, but I'm going to save this as well. I might do another one of my comparing Disney TCG videos because that was actually a lot of fun when I did that last time. That's the same video I just linked before if you want to check it out, but pretty happy to pick up some Weiss Schwarz stuff, and that booster box was only 34 Australian dollars, so that's crazy. You wouldn't buy a booster box of anything in Australia for $34. Okay, we hit up Hobby Station here in the Aeon Mall, A-E-O-N Mall here just across the road from Kyoto Station. Guys, I think Hobby Station has been my favorite store in Japan. I love the one in Osaka. We got some great deals from the bulk bins, and no different here at the one in Kyoto. They had 3 bulk bins, literally packed full of art rares. Prices were varying. They ranged from about 80 yen to I think maybe 250 to 300 yen. So you kind of have to sit through, but we picked up a bunch of 80 yen ones, some 100 yen ones, and some 150 yen ones, depending on what card it was and what we were willing to pay. But just super cool to see. I love being able to just pick out the cards ourselves and not having to get someone to go up to the cabinet and be like, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Like, it made it so much easier sifting through. We got some really good deals which we're happy with. Just highly recommend Hobby Station. Okay, so that does it for card hunting here in Kyoto. I was going to say it was a little disappointing compared to Osaka, but I also feel like we got the deal of the trip and our first stop, so I feel like that kind of makes up for the lack of luck at the other card stores we visited. Card hunting in Kyoto is definitely very different to Osaka. In Osaka, pretty much all the stores are on one street. Like, literally you come out of one store, go next door, and it's another card store. Like, it's absolutely crazy, and it makes it very easy to visit a lot of stores in a very short amount of time. In comparison, in Kyoto, there are probably 2 main clusters that I found, and I use the word clusters very lightly. It's not like Osaka where they are all on one street. There was one cluster kind of in and around the Nintendo store, but again, cluster, they weren't all on the one street, but they were all kind of within walking distance of each other. So like there was a Girafull, and again, some are card stores, some are like second-hand or retro game stores. So you've got like your yellow Submarine, a Surugaya. I think there's 2 book-offs within walking distance as well. And I think the other card store we went in that area was called Cardwiz, if I'm not mistaken. And there was also one called Amenity Dream, which was also walking distance in that area. And the other cluster is kind of near Kyoto Station. So there you've got a book-off as well. There's a Hobby Station. There was... Actually, I think Cardwiz was near Kyoto Station. There's a Card Labo, which we didn't get to, but you get the idea. But again, they're kind of like here, 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 all within a couple 100 meters walking distance of each other, but it's not like Osaka where they're all going to be on the same street. So it is a little harder, takes a little bit more time to get around. Aside from our first stop, which was a banger stop, I think I'll finish on that first stop because it was so good. Didn't have a whole lot of luck. Found a lot of the prices were a lot more expensive than Osaka and just a lot less on offer, not as much vintage stuff. So if you're coming to Japan for the purpose of card shopping, I'd say do Kyoto as like a last last resort. I'd definitely head to Osaka first. But again, I've also not been to Tokyo yet, which is going to be our next card hunting spot. So maybe that will be even better. But anyways, I'll show you what I picked up. So first of all, this was from, I believe, Amenity Dream. And this was just a bunch of bulk I needed for one of my binders. I sat there for probably 30 minutes sifting through the bulk boxes and just picked up a bunch of these. So that was a great pickup. I was pretty happy with that. Then at CardWiz, which was a bit of a random store, a bit of a hidden gem, they had the most graded cards of any card store we've been to in Osaka yet. And we're very impressed. They had high-end ones, but they also had just some $40, $50 Australian ones, which was really cool, a bit more affordable. So I'll show you the 3 we picked up, which were pretty nice. There were a couple other ones I looked at, but I couldn't tell if there was scratching on the slab or if it was on the case, and I just thought for $40 or $50 I'll probably just leave it. So the first one we got was the Psyduck from 151 in a PSA 10. This is just under $40 Australian. At home I think you'd pay around 50 or 60 for this one, so was pretty happy with that. Thought that was a pretty good one. Beautiful card, one of my favorite from 151. Next up, these envelopes are also super nice. This one we picked up purely because it was $6. It is a PSA 9. It's a Psyduck Slowpoke tag team from Miracle Twins. I think it's just the full art and not an alternate art, but we just thought for $6 that's a really cool card in a slab. It costs a lot of money to grade from Australia because of the shipping costs. So anything already in a slab, especially for $6, is a really good pickup. So that one was pretty cool. And last but not least, we got the Glaceon from V-Star Universe. I am obsessed with this card. This one was just under 50 Australian dollars for a PSA 10. They also had the Leafeon, which I did look at, but I was pretty sure there was scratching on the slab. I even pulled it out of the sleeve and yeah, I was pretty sure it was scratched, so I thought for $50 I'll let that one go and hopefully we can find it in Tokyo or something. But such a beautiful card. I think super underrated considering how expensive the Evolutions are from Evolving Skies and Eevee Heroes. I just think beautiful, and for $50, great pickup. Okay, next up, well I did pick up this deck box yesterday actually, which I really like. This is a Disney 100 one. I got this from a book off, just thought it's super cool. I don't have a Disney deck box and I've been on the market for deck boxes considering all the cards we've been picking up. Just makes it a bit easier to transport everything around Japan. So I got that one. So this stack was from Hobby Station. I really like Hobby Station. It's been one of my favorite stores we've been to in Japan. We went to one in Osaka as well. They just seem to have some good stuff in their bulk bins. They have a bit of vintage stuff, but they also have art rares in their bulk bins. And I personally, I'm someone who loves to go pick out stuff myself. I hate having to get an attendant and then have them stand there while I point at 20 different cards I want to pick out. It's nice being able to just grab it, have a look at it yourself. Plus they'll often have deals on them, like the one in Osaka we found a lot of art rares for 80 yen, and we had a bit of luck at this one as well. These ranged from about 80 yen to I think around 200 yen. I didn't pick up any of the 200 yen ones. I think the most I spent was 150 yen, but just to find all this, they had 3 full bulk bins, which was just insane, just of art rares. So I won't show you all of them. Some of my favorites, I really like this Drampa. We got some 151. This was one of the ones I paid 150 for. I'd not really seen it a lot cheaper. The Crocodile, so I thought why not? Again, some more 151. Lechonk, some Pidgeotto from Ruler of the Black Flame. Some of these 80 yen ones, we got the Apom, Garbodor, the Magby. I hadn't picked up any Magby, so I was pretty happy with that. The Arbok, which were really nice. The Lickitung, I hadn't picked up any Lickitung, they were 150. Pinsir. Yeah, so these ones are pretty cool. Some of the trainer galleries from Sword and Shield. So these are from VMAX Climax. You've got the Houndoom, which was really nice. Got the Oranguru, also from VMAX Climax, and the Hoot Hoot. And then we got the Jinx, which I think is also not VMAX Climax, but very nice card as well. And they were 80 yen, so I picked up a few of those. And the Hisuian Voltorb from V-Star Universe. So that, I think this whole stack came to about $50, so that was a pretty good pickup. I am really, if you can't tell, obsessed with art rares. I think they're such an underrated card, they're such a cool card, and being able to get them for $1 and under is just absolutely insane. Now the final pickup of yesterday, which is the Motherlode. This was our first stop of the day and I couldn't really believe my eyes. I feel like it was just, I struck gold. It was insane. Now, before I get into it, a lot of these cards weren't sleeved in the box, which made me think they were going to be super damaged. I had a look through all of them and honestly, they look great, like really not scratched at all. Some of the vintage ones have a bit of back scratching, but the fronts look like immaculate. I think a staff member bought a big collection and then couldn't be bothered sleeving and pricing them all individually, so they chucked them in the 33 yen bins. All of this came to 21 Australian dollars, or about 2,100 yen. It's over 50 cards, art rares and some vintage holos. It's just an insane pickup. So I'll show you some of my favorites. This one is probably the pickup of the day. You can see the swirl just up here. This is a Game Boy promo Dragonite. The front is like absolutely immaculate. Cannot see a single thing wrong with it. There's a little bit of light scratching on the back, but like no edge wear. It's just insane. So this was definitely the pickup. This was 33 yen, like 33 Australian cents. It's just crazy. I didn't actually notice the swirl till I got home last night and I was sorting through it all, so I was pretty happy with that. We got the Typhlosion holo as well. This one did not have a swirl, but again, the front is just in perfect condition and the back just has a little bit of light scratching. So these were just such good pickups. We got the Zapdos as well. And the last holo we got was the Meganium, which is super cool. I think also, definitely one of these had a swirl, I can't remember. Oh yeah, the Zapdos has a tiny swirl on the top left. You might not be able to see it, it's up here. Maybe not. Maybe you can't see that, but yeah, that's got a swirl as well. And then the Meganium, which again, just perfect condition on the front. And a little bit of light scratching on the back. So I was stoked with those, 33 yen each. And I just picked up a Cyndaquil, just common as well, which I thought was really cool. And I won't go through all of these. Whole stack is art rares, all 33 yen each, and it's like not just random art rares, like these are really good art rares. Like you got the Arbok, the Ninetales, Gloom. Oh sorry, that was another vintage one I got. That was a Southern Islands reverse holo for 33 yen, which was insane. A little bit worse for wear on the back, but otherwise super cool. But yeah, I got a bunch of these, some V-Star Universe, again some more trainer galleries for 33 yen. Got the Hoot Hoot, the Obstagoon, what else? The Sourcebark, Dramper again, just really crazy stuff, honestly. And the 151 was the most crazy for me. Like all of these were 33 yen each. We picked up a bunch of the Snorlax. We got some War Turtle, Poliwhirl, Ivysaur. Like it was just an unbelievable pickup. I might actually head back to that book off if I get a chance because that was just crazy. 33 yen a card. I've not seen anything like that. I thought 80 yen, those finds were really good, but that book off just really had it all. But anyways, that's everything I picked up here in Kyoto. Not a lot of luck except for that one store, which I'm obsessed with. That was the book off in Yamashina. I think I just struck gold on the day. I think I got very lucky. Aside from that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment, let me know what your favorite pickup of mine was here in Kyoto. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my other videos from here in Japan, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.